Hello everyone, I am Srinivas, Senior Faculty in Physics. Now we are going to discuss one of the questions that came in NEET 2024 and it happens to be a ambiguous question. We want to discuss why the question went ambiguous, and if the question is proven to be ambiguous, what should be the final answer for this question. What do the students expect from the NTA authorities? Okay, so this is a question that came in NEET 2024 conducted on May 5th. This is the question in the code Q2, the question is question number 1, and in the series T3, this is the question number 25. The question has two statements. The first statement is that atoms are electrically neutral as they contain equal number of positive and negative charges. Statement 2, atoms of each element are stable and emit their characteristic spectrum. Okay, as far as the statement 1 is concerned, undoubtedly perfectly correct statement there, no ambiguity at all about that. Now the question has the second statement which has got two parts. Atoms of each element are stable, let us call it as the first part of the statement 2, and this is the second half of the statement. The atoms emit their characteristic spectrum. Okay, now one of the main point right for this particular question is that there are two different statements about the atoms being stable or not in the two NCERT editions. In old NCERT edition, it is said that atoms of each element are stable, and in the modified 2023-24 edition, it is said that atoms of most of the elements are stable. Okay, you can see this is the old edition. The fifth point says that atoms of each element are stable, and in 2023 edition there, atoms of most of the elements are stable. Okay, now the ambiguity is not just because of these summary points there. Okay, now this particular question has got two parts. You have to combine both the parts and come to the conclusion. Okay, first half of the statement as well as second half. Okay, first of all, this particular question deals with the atoms topic. The question is being selected from the summary points of atoms there. Okay, now you can see under the heading of atoms there are 7 summary points in both the editions. Please make a note that let it be the old edition or new edition, the regular points that are being discussed in the regular pages there, leaving the summary points, all these points are being discussed in the regular pages, and after that you find the summary. In both the editions, the regular points are one and the same, not even a single letter is modified. Okay, they did the changes only for the summary points without changing not even a single point in the regular pages. That's the first point to be noted. For the same regular theory, how can we have two different summaries? That is the question being raised by many of the students. The theory that they have explained in the regular pages is same, but suddenly summary got modified. How could it be? That too, you can see that all the points 1 to 5 are highly interrelated there. All are based on different atomic models. Okay, they have selected the question based on the point 1 and point 5, but all the points 1 to 5 and even thereafter 6 point and so on, they are based on the atomic models. Okay, now we are going to discuss what could be the different thought processes for a student who is writing the entrance examination. Generally, if the question is perfectly correct, there will be only one exact way of doing the question. To arrive at the correct answer, there is only one way. But here you can have two different thought processes, and for no process you can say that it is wrong. Okay, the student may think in two different angles there, and each angle no one proves that it can be wrong. So what could be those things? Let us see. First thing is that you can see these summary points there, except the fifth point, all other summary points are one and the same. Let it be old addition or new addition. So atom as a whole is electrically neutral and therefore contains equal amount of positive and negative charges there. Okay, that particular point is explained, that summary point number 1 is explained in the page number 290 of the new edition this way. Okay, so if you see the underlying point there, atoms as a whole are electrically neutral. Since the atoms consists of positive charge because of protons and equal amount of negative charge because of electrons, the atoms are electrically neutral. No controversy about it. So there's a summary point number 1. Okay, we want to understand what is the series of summary points they have given. Okay, what is the link between one summary point to other summary point. Then as far as the summary point 2 is concerned, Thomson model says that the positive charge is existing as a cloud right in the atom there, and electrons are embedded in it. Okay, that is also well explained in the page 290 here there. According to Thomson there, atom is uniformly distributed, positive charge is uniformly distributed throughout the volume, and the negative charge, the electrons are embedded in it. So that is also exactly correct. Okay, now comes the point that is relevant to this particular question. Okay, if you see the summary point 3 there, Rutherford's model, okay, most of the mass of the atom and the complete positive charge is concentrated in a tiny nucleus and electrons revolve around it. Okay, that point is also well explained as a point number 3 here. Okay, that is also non-controversial. Okay, here comes the point there. Okay, summary point 4. Rutherford nuclear model assumes that electrons will be revolving around the nucleus. Every electron in a circular motion will experience some centripetal force there, they are under acceleration. Every accelerating charge particle will radiate energy, and since they radiate the energy there, they will be losing the energy and finally they should collapse into the nucleus. That's what Rutherford was saying there. And according to this Rutherford model, atom cannot be stable, because when is the atom stable? Atom is stable only when the electrons remain in their stationary or stable orbits. If the electrons collapse into the nucleus, then the electron orbits are not stable and the atom itself is not stable. So Rutherford's model of atom assumes that the electrons would have been radiating the energy and finally the atom will collapse. That doesn't happen there. We require that particular point here. Rutherford's nuclear model contradicts the stability of matter. Now please understand, in this particular question, when he is talking about the wording like atom is stable, that stable wording has the beginning and the presence right here there. Okay, according to Rutherford, the atom is unstable, and according to Bohr's model, atom is stable. Okay, if you see these summary points there, all these summary points from which the question is being picked up are totally related to Bohr's model there. They are totally related to Bohr's model there, one after the other. Everything is about Bohr's model, and according to the Rutherford model, atom is not stable. But according to Bohr's model, the atom is 100% stable there. Okay, now many students are under the opinion that for any atom you take, the electrons are in their respective fixed stationary orbits there, and we never see that any electron getting collapsed into the nucleus there. It never happens. So every electron will be orbiting in their respective stationary or stable orbits, which mean that the atom is stable there. It is not the version of some of the students on their own there. NCERT itself has emphasized the particular wording stability to be taken this way in many pages there. NCERT fellows has repeatedly mentioned this particular point, that stability of the atom in this particular topic should be taken in the context of whether they collapse into the, whether the electrons collapse into the nucleus or not. You can see that particular point you find many a times in both the old edition of NCERT as well as the new NCERT. Okay, now see here. So coming to the point, so these are the points right in the NCERT textbook, which proves that Rutherford's model of electron spiraling into the nucleus and collapsing into the nucleus is wrong. The NCERT himself saying it. Okay, in the Bohr's model there, so you can see that the Bohr's model is talking about the Bohr's model of the electron says that whenever the model of the atom proposed by Rutherford assumes that the atom consisting of a central nucleus revolving the electron is stable, and that means Rutherford assumed stable, but that is wrong there. And according to the Bohr's model is all the 5 summary points from which they have picked up a question is from Bohr's model related things that says that the Bohr's model is stable and Rutherford model is unstable. Okay, leave it. Even in the next set of statements there, you can see in the Bohr's postulates based on which the question is being based on, Bohr's model talks about the stable orbits. Is when the orbits are stable, when the electron orbits are stable, then only the atom is stable there, and these are talking about the stable orbits. Okay, when you take the second half of the statement 2 of the concerned question, second statement say that every element will emit its own characteristic spectrum there naturally. So each element has a characteristic spectrum of its own there. Okay, so that is in relation to Bohr's model. So whenever we are talking about the characteristic line spectrum there, it is 100% related to the Bohr's model. Okay, that means all the second statement, both the parts are dealing with Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. Even under the heading of NCERT, both the old edition as well as new edition, under the heading of points to ponder, they have mentioned one more statement. Both the Thomson as well as Rutherford's model constitute unstable systems. That means you know that Thomson model and Rutherford model are atomic models there. They are unstable system means they mean that the atoms are unstable according to Thomson and Rutherford. Okay, now they have added even extra wordings there. Thomson model is unstable electrostatically and Rutherford model is unstable electromagnetically. So they have mentioned even instability based on the electrostatic part and electromagnetic part. This is an NCERT point which is there in both old NCERT as well as new NCERT. So what is to be understood here is that the stability of the atom is here being discussed, whether the electrons are orbiting in their stationary or stable orbits or they are getting collapsed into the nucleus. Here the stability is in terms of this particular one. Okay, then so inference from this NCERT lines is that according to Thomson model and Rutherford model, atoms are unstable, which is proved wrong by Bohr. Why I am repeating Bohr means the first and fifth point, and not only first and fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points from which they have picked up the question from the NCERT textbook, all are based on Bohr's model. All those statements are based on Bohr's model. So, so many of the students felt that the question has to be answered based on the Bohr's model. So Thomson and Rutherford model are proven wrong there because of their instability, but Bohr's model proves that the atoms are stable. Okay, since Bohr's model proves that atoms are stable, they went for the statement that all atoms are stable. Okay, not only in physics, even in NCERT chemistry volume 1 there, you can find that Rutherford model is unstable, and thereby next step they will be proving that Bohr's model is stable. Okay, even in some reputed books like Sears and Jawansky, University of Physics there, it does say that right under the heading of Bohr's model of hydrogen atom, the atoms are stable. And you can see the next part of the line there, the atoms will have their own spectra there, own characteristic spectra. So you can see that in one of the famous and standard books there, it was mentioned that the atoms are stable, stability of atoms, and the characteristic spectra are being proven by the Bohr there. Yeah, once again I re-repeat that that particular question which we are talking about is based on the Bohr's model 1 to 5 points, 1 to 7 points, out of which they have picked up first and fifth point. Okay, even in another book, Modern Physics by Arthur Baiza there, he is talking about the spectral lines there of Bohr's model there. So second part, whenever we are talking about the characteristic spectrum of an atom, means we have to go back to the Bohr's model. We have to go back to the Bohr's model there. That's why so many students thinking that the question is totally based on Bohr's model, and according to Bohr's model there, the electrons will be orbiting in stationary and stable orbits. When the orbits are stable, the atom is stable. So that's why they went for the statement that all atoms are stable, each and every atom is stable. Okay, even in comprehensive physics, you can see that atom is very stable structure, and the Rutherford model fails to account for the stability of the atom. Okay, and even this characteristic line spectrum is being mentioned here, you can just see it. Okay, now all these arguments do make a student to go for the answer that whatever statements they have given, first statement no controversy, second statement has two parts. The first part, that each and every atom is stable and they emit their characteristic spectrum, both are the part of the Bohr's model there, and this particular first statement and second statement are being picked up from NCERT textbook, where everything is all about Bohr's model there, and failure of Rutherford and Thomson model there, and based on that particular one they have preferred that all atoms are stable, all atoms are stable. So that's the answer they went for. Okay, now listen carefully. In NCERT textbook, they did not change their theory points anywhere except the summary point. Except the summary point, the same theory points. Even in the new NCERT 2023-24 rationalization, they mentioned that atoms are stable in their regular theory. Only in the summary points they made a small change there, and this made a huge controversy. Okay, now for the same theory, how can we have a different summary? Point number one. And here stability of the atom is being discussed in only one context, whether the electron orbits are stable or according to Rutherford, the electrons are collapsing into the nucleus, making the atomic size negligible there. It doesn't happen. Electron orbits are stable, as everyone knows. And when electron orbits are stable there, atom itself is stable there. So based on the Bohr's model, they went for every atom, all the elements of every atom are stable. That's what they went for. That is one particular school of thought. Okay, now going for other possibility there. Some students thought definitely in a different way, and can we find fault in that way means may not be. Okay, we cannot find fault with both the thought procedures. So what they thought is that this is one of the pages in NCERT textbook under the heading of radioactivity. Of course, a deleted topic for NEET there, but in the book you find that radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena in which a unstable nucleus undergoes decay and disintegration. Okay, for some nuclei, because of more number of protons in comparison to the number of neutrons there. They undergo decay and disintegration there, that made them to think that some atoms or some nuclei are radioactive, so they may be unstable. Because of that, they went for this particular answer, that not all the atoms are stable, but most of the atoms are stable. So they were under the opinion of this radioactivity, and thinking in the particular radioactivity angle, they went for this particular thing. Okay, so 100% we can claim that the question is ambiguous. The question setter should have mentioned the stability of the atom with respect to what? Is it stability of the atom without getting collapsed into the nucleus? Is it that stability he is talking about? Or the radioactive disintegration, or that radioactive instability? So which stability he is talking about, he should have mentioned. As I said, some students, or many students to be frank, they were under the opinion that all these points, that first point, fifth point, from which the question has been picked up, are the points in atoms topic there under the heading of atomic models. So based on atomic model, so they were under the opinion that as Bohr perfectly proved that all atomic orbits are stable and atom is stable. So that is the first school of thought. If stability of atom is about the stability with respect to the radioactivity and disintegration, then not all but most of the atoms are stable, if you are talking in terms of radioactivity. Hence, those students preferred that statement 2, that atoms of each element are stable, as wrong statement. Okay, so where is wrong in it? Okay, where is wrong in this particular thought there? No. Okay, is second thought wrong? Once again, definitely no. Okay, then many students took the stability of the atoms with respect to the fact that whether electrons collapse into the nucleus or continue to revolve around the nucleus. Yes, in many pages, the NCERT textbook fellow or all the books in the world are writing that point there. So they went for that one. In NCERT textbooks, both the old and new editions, whenever the stability of atom is discussed, everywhere stability is tested based on the fact that whether the electrons are collapsing into the nucleus or revolve around the nucleus in stable orbits. Under the heading of points to ponder, in page 304 of NCERT, old and new editions, both the editions, it was mentioned that Thomson model is electrostatically unstable and Rutherford model electromagnetically unstable. So they are talking stability in terms of these things. Hence, students consider stability in this way, and since no electron collapse into the nucleus in any of the atoms there, they opted for the option that all atoms, I repeat, all atoms, that means each and every atom is stable. The statement they have took it as correct. Okay, these are the two different thought processes there. Even second part of the statement 2, which talks about the characteristic spectrum there, that has everything to do with Bohr model there. When the second part of the statement is about Bohr model, naturally the first part, and is there. So first part is also about Bohr's model. So they were thinking the stability only in terms of Bohr's model, and then they opted for the statement that each and every atom is stable and every atom emits the characteristic spectrum there. So even the second part of the continuation statement gave them the hint that you read the statement 2 under the heading of Bohr's model there, and according to Bohr's model you decide the stability. That's what they thought is 100% correct thought. Who can prove that there is wrong? And they went for the statement 2 as the correct statement. Okay, now we are discussing all these points this way leisurely for minutes or together there. But what about the fate of a student writing the exam under so much of tension conditions? Okay, first of all the question should have been clear. Is he talking about stability in terms of nuclear stability or radioactivity, or stability according to Rutherford and Bohr there? So if it is clear, it would have been an unambiguous question. Otherwise, there is every chance for both the thoughts to be correct. One more thing, what about the long-term students there? They would have purchased the book much before the repeaters there, much before the new edition has come there. Most probably most of the students wouldn't have purchased the new book there. Then with the help of the old book, if they answer, the answer is 1. Otherwise, with the help of new book, answer is 2. So keeping view all these things there, and keeping view the fact that such an important exam where more than 25 lakh of applicants are there, and every mark is so valuable there, I very humbly request the NTA authorities to do add score for this particular question there. Okay, best thing is to do add score for the question there, and I wish that all the students who are under the same opinion share this particular video further there, so that no student is unnecessarily deprived of the marks there. Okay, so and very important +4 marks for this particular question there. So everyone knows that particular point there, and you please react. Okay, my dear friends, all the best, best wishes to you. Bye bye.